All right, you're here. The meeting is called to order, 6:33. We do have a quorum and we know that Christine is not going to be here, and Carol is in the building at the senior center, so she will be joining us, I'm sure, momentarily. So call to order. And no members of the public are present, so we can move right into the minutes of the March 2025 meeting. Any motion to accept the meetings or accept the minutes as written?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for the March 12th, 2025 meeting as written.
Okay. Thank you, Maureen. Second,
I can second it, Julie Brown.
Julie, yep, okay, all in favor? Jim? Yes. Maureen, yes.
Yes.
Susan, yes. Sherry?
Yes.
Julie? Yes, okay, thank you. And minutes are accepted as read, as written, as submitted. The financial report, I'm gonna just put it up because I think anyway, I hope this, because it just came like a little bit, right? So in case you didn't get a chance to look at it, can you see that? It's not the prettiest picture.
Actually, it's a very pretty picture.
Is it? Oh, good.
When you look at the numbers.
Oh, yeah, the numbers are great.
Yeah.
The numbers are great because I had to have the van had to get 2 new tires and new brakes this month, and the Flex had to get something done with front axle. So I'm glad we have the money in there because I have spent it this month on my vehicles. I don't know what yet. I haven't gotten the bills, but the vehicles have all been nicely serviced this month and had some repairs done. Otherwise, our salary line is right on target, including our driver salary, and that's always the one that we have to keep a close watch on to make sure we're not going over, to see if we've projected the proper number of hours that we'll need for the year. So that's right on target. It was at 72%. And we are in good shape with the rest of our budget as well. A little bit of money left that we can purchase a couple of things we need for upstairs. For example, I just bought a vanity that we need for the bathroom. But otherwise, nothing significant on the budget from my end, unless anybody has any questions.
Just a little correction on the third column from the right, where down at the bottom under it says G 275, and that's a 6. Right, the Mystic Valley Elder Services charge, I think.
6275 is what our
Yeah,
dues is into the Mystic Valley Elder
Yeah, but
Services.
there's a number G there instead of a 6, I believe. At least that's what I say.
Not on mine, but I'll look at and see.
Column 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
column
there's
under EOM
six.
report.
Yeah, mine's a 6, but I'll look and see why yours is a G.
Huh. Am I the only one that sees a G?
I see a G as well.
Okay. Oh, because you're looking at the same thing. So
Yeah, of course.
maybe I changed it. I don't know, Karen. Maybe I changed it.
We changed it.
I did.
Yeah, because they all work too, so that's how the bottom one works, but it's definitely a 6.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. I didn't mean to change it. I just might have been. I changed this to a doc instead of a PDF. It was easier, a little bit easier to read.
Oh, okay.
So that might have been what I did. What happened? Okay, so I'm going to move to accept the financial report as presented.
I will second that, Maureen.
Maureen, all in favor? I'm gonna have to do voice from me. Susan, yes. Maureen,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Julie.
Yes.
Did somebody else? Did Carol come in? I heard a bell. Okay, I guess not.
It was
All
me. I was joined on my phone at first, and then my computer started working, so I rejoined. It was me.
I thought maybe your son was going to come and join us we haven't seen him in a while, Julie. By the end before summer starts, bring him for a minute. Thank you. Okay. Let's look at the program activity. Just look at it, and just continues to percolate heavily, huh? In a great way.
Yeah, it's a good month. March is one of our high months usually because of the St. Patrick's party.
St.
So that
Patrick's,
was
yeah.
attended by, I think, about 72 people. So that was wonderful. We did a 400 unduplicated, so that was nice to see. And our lunch program really it's growing. We were 85, so I guess it's staying about the same, but we are going to add in May a third day. Once we have the upstairs space, it's going to be a little easier to do so. So we're going to add Tuesday lunches as well, hoping to get some more people in. I'm not sure if anybody got a chance to tune into the town council meeting on Monday night, but the capital improvement committee selected our van as one of the items they would put forward. So that was put forward on Monday night. Right. Thank you to
Yeah.
the capital improvement committee. So town meeting will vote on May 5th. And as long as that passes, then we'll be free to order the van. Hopefully tariffs don't make the van price significantly higher, because I submitted the quote for what it was and I don't know what the next month will bring. So hopefully there's not more to come on that. And the next time I can just report that or in May, I can report that we ordered the van.
That's great news. That's wonderful. You
Yeah,
must
the
have-
rides continue to be popular. You can see we had 255 in March. So the rides are definitely, it keeps us very busy, and it'll be nice to have a larger vehicle so that we can bring more people and offer more shopping trips to the grocery store. And also when one of the vehicles was down, it was a good example. We had to cancel one of our regulars for exercise classes because we didn't have the van. So we didn't have a way to bring her because she's in a wheelchair. So it's very timely. And I think
Right.
it takes about 6 to 8 months. They're predicting for the van to be ready once ordered. But again, it all depends on supply chain issues and
6 to
whatever
8
else
months,
going on.
wow. What,
That's
I'm
the
seeing the
numbers.
same. I'm seeing the same for the schools I work with. They order similar sized vans, and it's literally 6 to 12 months to get them. It's crazy.
Mhm. And I'm
So-
hoping for 6. I'm like, okay, come on, 6.
are these, is it because of the customization for wheelchairs, et cetera, or just that's a normal new van bus?
And they do have to build it, but I think part of it is parts. I mean, that's lower than some of the weights for some of the bigger equipment. I think is even longer than that. I could try and make up an answer, but I don't know that.
Okay, no, I would, yeah, Julie, you have any insight into what takes so long? No. Um, Those are definitely good numbers. So that's a segue into your director's report, Karen, please.
Yeah, so hot off the presses, mark your calendars. May 14th at noon is going to be our grand opening.
Cool.
Confirm the date with Mr. Mayo, so he's going to be able to be there. And I'm going to send tomorrow an invitation for our elected officials. So Representatives Lipper, Garabedian, and Wong, and then Senator Lewis, and then we'll invite the town, and of course the councilors as well. So they can all come, hopefully, who's ever available, come to the grand opening. So the speaking portion will be at noon, so we can thank the town council for allocating the funds, thank the DPW for all the amazing work they've done. And then after the speaking presentation, we're going to keep open until, we're open until 4, but we're going to have dedicated open house hours until 2 p.m. So the public could just come in and see the center without. So if anybody's free and would like to come, we would love to have you here for the speaking portion, but then also maybe to be positioned around the center when people are walking
Yes.
around, just to answer any questions or greet them. Carol got to see upstairs to that because she's here with me. She's here now. Let me get you a chair, Carol. There you go.
Okay, so that's May 14th. It's a
May
Wednesday.
14th. That's supposed to be our next board meeting. Do we wanna, is that
Well,
a
we can
big,
talk about
long
that.
day for you, Karen, to have that all day and then have a board meeting at 6:30?
No, that's okay. It's normal. I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning.
Okay,
I was gonna,
It's all good.
when we got to matters not anticipated, I was gonna raise the question of whether we needed a May board meeting, so, because we're in our 4th meeting of this calendar year, so we have to have 8. I mean, I love to see you all, but sometimes we can skip a month probably, but keep going, Karen.
No, so that's the biggest thing is the May 14th. So hopefully everybody can come. I think we're pretty excited about it. It's a beautiful space. We're super excited to introduce everybody to it. I'm hoping May 14th, really everything's done. We may have small finishing touches that would need to be done after that, but I think we should be good. The big $1 million question, of course, will be the temperature control upstairs because, as you all know, there's not air conditioning, central AC. So I don't know if they're going to try and get me portable units, but smarter people than I are working on it and thinking about it for how to potentially keep it cool. I'm going to try and submit for a SIG grant, which is through AGE, formerly Executive Council on Elder Affairs. They offer grants every year, and one of the categories within the SIG, which is Service Incentive Grant, is senior center modernization. So I'm going to write it up that the town invested a lot of money into expanding our senior center space, and we would like to modernize by putting in splits, or the DPW guys are looking at quotes for me now for 3 different ways to do it. So they're going to provide those to me, and then I'll use those quotes to submit for hopefully maybe some money from the state to help. And that would be on the 3rd floor, and then the 2nd floor, they have to think about it. So hopefully May 15th is not 95 degrees out.
But there are windows that open, right? I mean, that's part of what happened with the new windows.
They're big,
Also-
beautiful windows. So
Okay.
if it's a breeze at all, then we should be fine, especially on the 2nd floor. But
Yeah,
I don't know what Mother Nature has in store for us in May, but hopefully she or he cooperates, and it's
Karen,
not 95 degrees or 30 degrees. Well, it can be
Does,
30. We have heat.
Does Wakefield Gas and Light Department have any like programs that might be able to help you with that kind of energy efficiency with installing splits?
I can ask Chris if he knows the answer to that one. I'm not sure. I'll
I
ask.
know they've reached out to us about that, so I think that maybe, I don't know what's available. We haven't really delved into it much further, but
That's a great idea. I will
Yeah, I
reach
think
out to them. and ask.
it's a rebate program.
Yep.
That became available right after I'd done it. Fine.
and retroactive for you.
and the other suggestion, I mean, I know that if you put in for a grant, it might not happen that quickly, and maybe you can get the town to purchase you some of those portable air conditioners.
Portable, yeah.
You know, those aren't terrible to install. They don't take up a ton of window space, and I don't know, just a thought.
Yeah, and I had encumbered about $2,100 last year with the intent I might have to purchase a couple of air conditioning units. And I do think we're gonna have to seriously look at that, because otherwise, if we don't, even if we had the money, I don't think we'd have things installed in time that we would have this big, beautiful space that we really can't use
Right.
for the months of July and August.
Right.
I hate to see us grand open and them not be able to use it. So I'm on board with the portables, at least if it's just to get us through a year or two until we
Yeah,
can
they
get.
definitely work
proper.
much better than they used to, so.
Yeah, I was talking to Mike and Matt, both from DPW, helped me. I went and picked up a vanity for the bathroom upstairs today up in Lowe's, and they helped me offload it and bring it upstairs for me. And we were talking about options and the portables and whether we could drain it out or what we'd have to do. But I think it's a good viable option for the short term. I'd rather do that and use the space than not be able to use the space.
Oh,
No,
absolutely.
After all this, absolutely. Sherry, did you have your hand up?
Yes, I had 2 questions. One was in terms of climate control, exhaust fans, outtake fans. Usually, I know we have it in my old house in the attic, and it really helps on our 2nd floor. So I don't know if that's a less expensive option, putting exhaust fans in that might help with drawing out some of the warmer air.
The hot area.
That's one. And then the easy question is are refreshments being served on May 14th?
Yes, I plan to pick up. Somebody had donated to us a couple of $50 gift cards for the new cheese store. So I thought we'd do cheese and crackers, maybe a couple of veggie trays and cookies or something. Just simple things. And those will be down in the dining room. So we can let people tour and then go downstairs if they want refreshments.
I wonder if I don't know her name, but the owner, if she'd want to come over and be like the cheese host and get some publicity and donate even more than 100, depending on it. But if she could be there and, sort of give some visibility to the store, just a thought.
I
At the
could check
least,
with her
there
if
should
she's
be some
interested.
signage on the buffet table.
Yeah, she does some community stuff. She does. I see things on Facebook, Wakefield community pages. She does some stuff, trying to
Yeah,
build
I
the
can do that.
business.
We're looking at pizzas too, maybe. So we'll, so more to come on the food, but we're definitely going to work on having some light refreshments downstairs.
Nice.
So
Very
that's the
nice.
hottest stuff. The main newsletter, for those of you who got the email, have subscribed to our email or LPI, came out because we wanted to get it in. Well, my goal was to get it in as early as possible so that my very nice students from the Post Academy could help us with the preparation next week. But I don't know if that's going to happen because they haven't been sent for shipping yet. So my optimism
haven't-
for it being here by Tuesday is really dwindling. But so you probably have seen May, but we're just at the beginning of April. So we have a lot of good stuff coming up in April as well, which I believe y'all get the newsletter. I don't want to bore you by rereading it.
Well, Mary Ann sent it, I think, today too, so it's
Yes.
definitely,
Yeah,
Did
she
you-
sent out May, and then April you should already have.
we already have that one, yeah.
And I've been working at labeled the format. So I've been trying to do a format that the second page at the top is really all of the resources. So if people are looking for that type of information, it's all in the same spot. So on the main newsletter, I actually labeled it resources. And I'm going to try and have a stick with that format because I like it that you can see, oh, caregiver support group, bereavement support group, any of the services that we provide for the most part would be in there instead of just kind of all over the place and mixed up. And we're showing Wicked
Does
next
everybody get the
weekend.
newsletter? Everybody here, right? You get it either from Mary Ann or the publisher? Everybody? Anybody need to put themselves on that list? Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
And we
I
are going to
don't-
start
I don't
mailing out
get
the
it,
same day we get
Karen.
it from the publisher.
You don't get it?
No, I don't get it.
Do you want to get it?
Yeah, I thought I did used to get it, but what did they just email it to you?
Yeah, I can add
Yeah.
you to the list.
Yeah,
Karen, have you gotten any responses on the fact that the policy on mailing has changed? Is anyone,
Nobody's complained. We've had a few people who have said they still want to get it in the mail, so we just put them happily on the list. But I have not heard any complaints yet.
Okay,
So that's
good.
good. I'll take that one
Okay.
for now.
Karen, can
Getting
you add
mailed
to
out
the
in May,
email list
so-
too, please?
I anticipate the people we might hear complaints from would be people who might get it in May. But
Right.
hopefully not, because they can still get it. Would just have to let us know, and then we'll happily mail it to them. We're
Julie,
showing
did you,
Wicked next week. We think we might get a good crowd for that.
hold on just a second, Karen. Julie, did you have something about the newsletter that you wanted to say?
Can you add me to the email list too? Because I did not get it in the mail, which is good. I didn't need it.
Okay, yeah, so Karen, will you ask Mary Ann or?
Yep.
to add her? Perfect. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, that's good. That's it. Walkfit's starting back up. Some things that are starting back up now that it's spring. Otherwise, it's a lot of the same stuff. We're trying to still mix in our educational programs with other stuff. Another big highlight for May is Delvina Theater Company is coming back, partly funded by the Cultural Council, Wakefield Arts. What's their official name?
Will they be doing, what are they gonna
Arts.
do?
They're paying for part of it, and then we're paying for the rest of it. But that's always a very popular program, and they're going to be the first performers really on the stage. So we're excited we'll be able to have more people than usual, and it'll be a better setup for it too.
The performance, or what's the theme, did you say?
Oh, Delvina, it's a murder mystery.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's new.
That'll be fun.
She just wrote it this year, so it hasn't been played very many places. But that one we always have a wait list. It's usually very popular, so we're looking forward to having that. And it's good timing that the upstairs is done just in time to have Delvina Theater Company kind of do the the grand production upstairs on the third floor.
So you mentioned the stage, and I know Carol had the tour today, I guess, but if the rest of us, if we want to come over, can we contact you or just come and go walk? If we want to see upstairs, what
You
what
can't
would
go by
be,
yourself, but if you
okay,
call ahead, I can happily show you. If you pop in and it's not crazy, Marianne
Yeah.
or Catherine could also show you. It just depends on what's
Okay.
going on. Like Thursdays, no, please. With bingo, not during bingo, but other days it would be okay.
okay, thank you.
There's a lot going on, so it really depends too on the day because some parts of the floors are getting redone on April 17th. So that's going to be shut down for a few days, and then they're going to work on the last 4 windows this weekend because they have to take off. There's 4 windows that are where the stairs are, so you can't get to the windows from the inside. So they have to put the windows in from the outside. But to put them in from the outside, they actually have to cut some masonry work off the front that they're going to put back. But they have to take off the part of the masonry work to put the windows in and then put it back. So that was supposed to happen this weekend. The weather is not cooperating.
Well,
So
the
it
weather
may
doesn't,
be
yeah.
Friday and then early next week that they're going to be up on the lift in the front of the building.
Okay, well,
I
maybe
don't
wait
know
till
if
May.
Karen shared my response to seeing the space.
Can't hear
It's-
you, Carol.
Oh, you can you hear me now?
Better, yeah.
Barely. It's breathtaking. It's worth coming over to see. It really literally took my breath away. It's just beautiful. And I said my emotional reaction to it was that I believe that people are really going to feel um, cared for and honored to be able to use such a beautiful space. It's such a different experience than being downstairs in the lower level where you might see a play as opposed to seeing it in some of these beautiful rooms. So I think I told Karen that I thought she had undersold it a little bit, but it's really spectacular. We will just be very proud to have that part of the senior center, and kudos to Karen for all that she's done to bring it together. Really, it's like building a house kind of.
It is, right. We've been very fortunate. Chris Pierce from DPW, he's in charge of buildings, and his team have just been amazing. The guys have been here almost every day. They are doing incredible finishing work, and they've been very receptive with asking us what we want. So it's been a really nice project, and it's been nice working with Chris and his team. What could be a horrible thing has
Contractors-
actually been nice.
The
So maybe if
contractors
anybody
show
wants
up
to
and
come
do their
over,
job?
come over after Easter Monday, after the
Okay,
21st.
yeah,
Patriots
all right,
Day.
yeah, I hear that. Maybe even a week later than that, yeah.
And what a
Can't-
lovely thing that and the rededication of the Soldiers Memorial for outgoing Steve Mayo. To have those two things happening
Yeah.
before he leaves, they're wonderful accomplishments that, that say so much about this town.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Those are both nice things. And we're going to be, two of our drivers are going to help on the May 31st for that rededication. They're going to help use the shuttles. But I think that's it for me. That's the exciting stuff, is that we're almost there.
That's great. Yeah, well, I'm so excited for you and for all of us. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Is there anything, I mean, you mentioned May 14th, some assistance. Is there anything else in the meantime that we could step in and help with or talk to you about or anything?
No, I
Oh.
think the May 14th is really the big one.
Okay.
But I do want to share, we are going to try for the first time, and I think a very long time, our first overnight trip. So we're doing the day charter trips with Cheryl Toby all around New England again, partnered the Stoneham Senior Center. But we are going to work with, what is this guy's name? Best of Times Travel to offer a one night overnight in New York City. And it's going to be one of the regular trips that we're just offering. People can join in with, but they could potentially get picked up here depending on how many people we get, et cetera. So we don't know if it's going to take off or not, if people will be interested or not. We thought it was a good starting one. It's December 7th through the 8th. So you go see the Rockettes, you're in Times Square. So we thought it would be a nice way to test the waters of if there's any interest in doing overnight trips. So that we have flyers here in the Senior Center, and it's also in the main newsletter. And we have no idea if people would be receptive or not, but we wanted to give it a try.
Do you have a price on that yet?
Do
Do you have a price, Karen, on that yet?
I do. Let me see. For a double, it's $7.99 per person, $9.99 for single.
Wow.
Does that include the show?
It includes your ride down there. It includes your show. You go to Lyndhurst Castle.
Is it the reverse?
Hudson.
$7.99 for a single and $9.99 for a double? You said
$7.99 for a double, $9.99 for a single.
so it's higher for a single.
Yes,
Yeah,
because you have your own room.
that's typical. Yeah, that's typical, I think.
The double, you share the hotel room cost. The single, you're paying for your own room.
Oh,
so
I
it's higher.
see. Okay. These are just the
per
hotel.
person.
Okay.
$7.99 or $9.99 per person. I'm sorry, not like for the double.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's a fun show. So I hope, or a fun trip, but we'll see if people like it or not. And then if people like it, then we can look at others. There were a couple I was really interested in, but this one was good timing too. It gives us time to really advertise it and just see what people's interests are. We're in that phase where we're really trying to just try all different kinds of things and see what people like and what they don't like. outside of what our normal is.
Are you also buying block seats for the Rockettes? Is that what you said for Radio City?
No, that's part of the tour. The tour company does that.
Okay.
And does it
I
include
think for the
dinner?
minutes, you can just say we're trying an overnight trip. I don't think we need
Yeah,
to
yeah,
break
yeah. I
great
know.
details on the trip itself.
We're not going into the travel business, but enough to, and then hopefully Stoneham will still have a senior center at that point, you know. There's a lot of noise in the next town about no senior centers,
Oh,
no library, no senior center.
oh.
Um,
I overheard some of that in discussion when I was in Linfield today.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's kind of, well, okay, so that's a segue time into Carol, the Housing Production Group, which you're full of right now, because you've just come from.
Yeah, I am. I'm generally full of it, but thank you, Susan. It was a really good meeting. Tonight it was here at the senior center, and the consultants did a brief presentation and then had a sort of an interactive model where they had all the goals that we've decided on around the room and people could comment on them. There were maybe 10 people outside of the housing production people who were there. Susan was on Zoom, right? I think you
Yeah.
might have been the only person on Zoom. I'm not sure.
Well, no, there were five of us, but I think I was the only one who wasn't connected in somewhat specific
Oh,
way.
okay. So most people were very receptive to the strategies. There is another meeting by Zoom, similar format, but only virtual next Wednesday at noon. I think that was in an announcement, excuse me, that came from the town. An interesting conversation ensued about the theme was that density isn't bad, that people over the last many years have really given density a bad name and everything has to be so spread out. And really what happens when you do that is that there's a lot more traffic because people are car dependent, and it's costlier for the town because somebody's got to pay for the repairs and the maintenance of all those streets, as opposed to when you have multifamily housing where the costs are shared. So it was interesting, talked a lot from the senior perspective, a lot of support for senior housing and a variety of senior housing, both for low income seniors as well as for people who want to downsize. A lot of discussion. I think I mentioned this, excuse me again, last time about cottage courts, small, like 1,000 or 1,100 square foot cottages around a central courtyard, maybe 10 of those that would be close enough where people could walk to different amenities. So it's moving along. There'll be one more, as I said, next week, one more meeting, and then the consultants will write up the plan, which will be presented to the town council in May for their approval. So moving along. Great. Questions or thoughts? I mean, I think we've covered it over the past weeks as well.
Well, thank you on behalf of the COA on your work and your participation, because I know it's a time involvement for sure.
Been great. Thank you.
Okay,
Brief question,
related,
if I
but
could.
overlapping. Oh, Jim.
I want to do just a brief question. The housing that's being considered in that, is this all new construction or is it a variety of, using things that are already in?
Yeah. Great question. A lot of discussion about reusing unused space. There's a school, the Hurd School, is that right? Different looking at how to reuse vacant buildings and do sort of some zoning overlays so that it isn't so hard to get things approved. A lot of discussion about people not wanting big apartment buildings and vertical living, right? And hoping that people will now think about ADUs, those accessory dwelling units that can be built without a lot of planning hoops to jump through, or in-law apartments. So it's really looks to me, and I'm a sort of a novice at this, as if it's moving from big mega mansions to really how do we use the existing space we have and how do people feel more comfortable in smaller spaces if we can house them or if we can locate them rather in a mixed use kind of setting where you can walk to a restaurant or walk to a store so everybody isn't so car dependent. There was also some discussion that may be of interest that Sam Elliott, the town planner, talked about the possibility of like a regional shuttle that would connect some of the towns to help with all the traffic and the driving. So it's just in the very beginning stages, but looks like the community is, at least from this group's perspective, coming closer in and looking at how to feel more almost, and someone brought it up tonight, like a European community where housing is much closer to the center of town and there isn't as much sprawling outside. So did that answer your question, Jim?
Yes, that's information. Yeah, I don't know the details, but yes, it's helpful information.
Great.
And, okay, so affordable housing, anything going on there, Maureen, that you want to tell us about?
We have not met. We have a meeting scheduled for, we missed a month. I think maybe we missed 2 months, actually. So our next meeting is April 30th,
Okay,
couple weeks.
well, we'll see, to be considered next time.
Maureen, who are the counselors who are going to be taking it up now, since the two who took it up are now they are seeking reelection?
I do not know that. I imagine that they'll have to talk about it at the town council meeting. They probably will do a reorganization anyways, once they get their new folks in and, and they split them up into the committees. So
Yeah.
I don't know, Karen, who will. You're right, because this has been Bob Vincent and Mike McLean's kind of things.
Karen, who was our town councilor that, I don't remember now.
Oh, John Carney is our liaison.
Okay, I mean, so we'll have a new liaison, do you think, after June, after May?
I'm not sure if he'll switch to a new, I'm not sure if they switch everybody, if sometimes they stay.
Okay,
And
yeah.
we've had a new person. He's my third and I've been here for 3 years. So it seems like they do change every year, but I don't know what will happen.
I know, it was nice to have Bob Vincent was our prior one and he showed up. I mean, that's not a criticism of John Carney. He told us he wasn't going to show up because his priorities were elsewhere, which is fine. And I'm sure if we needed him, or maybe you have needed him, Karen, and he's been accessible, but
Yeah, he's accessible if we need him. He's
yeah.
made it very clear if we need anything to reach out to him. So I feel
Yeah.
supported by him.
So he's not shirking his duty. He just doesn't, come to meet us, so. Okay, matters not anticipated. Anybody have anything I want to bring up, May, and I have to backtrack a little bit on that when I do, but anything else that people want to bring up?
Could I make an announcement?
Sure.
Okay, on May 18th, the Human Rights Commission is having an Asian Art and Food Truck Festival at the AmeriCall from noon to 2. And they are in the process of accepting art submissions. All the art, it can be in any medium, just has to be Asian themed. It doesn't have to be done by someone of Asian descent. So there's going to be prizes and an art show and food trucks and crafts, and it's at the AmeriCall on the 18th from noon until 2. That's our big
Sounds fun.
AAPA. Well, it's funny. It just sometimes you see it as AAPI, Asian American Pacific Islanders. Sometimes you see it as APAH, Asian Pacific American Heritage. So I always put both there with a slash in between, and you can choose which one you're most comfortable with. But it's to celebrate those particular groups' heritage that particular month.
Sounds fun.
I know from the artwork that I got for Martin Luther King Day that we have a lot of talented people in this town, a lot of talented young people. And I do hope that they get a lot of submissions.
So it'll be inside, right? Even though the weather
It's
would.
Sunday, yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know how they're arranging the food trucks. I'm not believe it or not, I'm not coordinating this event. I'm helping them promote it and things like that, but I'm not coordinating the event.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
taking a breather until June.
That's good, Sherry. Good for you.
Okay.
Any other
Okay, so
announcements
one-
or?
And one last thing, sorry, I just found out about it today. So I'm gonna try and be advertising and recruiting our absolutely fabulous site coordinator from AARP, who's been doing setting up our AARP tax site for years, is not going to be with us next year.
Oh.
So we need to recruit between us and AARP, they try and find somebody as well. But once I get the recruiting materials from AARP, I will send them to all of you as well, so we can all try and recruit, because if you do not have a site coordinator, you do not get to be a tax site. So we will lose that service. And for example, this year they did 105 taxes. They prepared
Yesterday?
105 different people's taxes. So we definitely don't want to lose the service. So we are going to start actively trying to recruit. And it can be any age person that does it. It can be, they do all of the training. So you don't have to be an accountant or anything like that. So we will, once I get the information from AARP, from Peter, I will disperse it to all of you, and we're going to start.
It's a
looking
volunteer
far and wide.
position, I'm assuming. Is it a volunteer position?
It's a volunteer
Yeah,
position,
I
yeah.
figured, okay. So did you say 105 yesterday or 105 year to date, or what was
For the
that?
tax season, 105 for the tax season.
And was that their last one yesterday? They
Mhm.
must be, yeah, because April 15th is Tuesday. Okay.
So I'm very
105
sad. She's
people
amazing.
received services this year? Is that what you said?
What?
You said 105 people received services?
They prepared 105 people's taxes.
That's fantastic.
It's a
Yeah,
wonderful number, yeah.
it was completely booked every single day, essentially. So it's an amazing, amazing service we don't want to lose. So as soon as I get the info, I will send it out and ask all of you to help send it to anybody you think might be interested.
Okay, that sounds great. Okay, our next meeting, I realized after I came to my census, our bylaws call for us to have elections in May. So we have to have a May meeting. And what those will be, elections for our chair, co-chair, and secretary. So I was thinking about, as from what I said earlier, I was thinking about skipping the May meeting, but obviously that's not going to happen. Can't happen. So we will need to have a meeting that evening. Anybody here who is interested in, nobody's a designated office holder forever. So anybody here that might be interested, please either speak up or let somebody else know so you can be nominated. Or nominate yourself. Self-nominations are very, very much permitted and encouraged. I do believe that our May meeting will also, if I get this right, our May meeting should include an invitation to our newest member, whoever that's going to be, our newest council member. The town council will have made its vote and appointment by then. So we don't know. Nobody knows who that is, but so we'll be, and Christina, of course, is done. Sherry and I have signed up for an additional term and been accepted. No, we haven't actually. We might get kicked off. We might not be here, but I think we will.
I think you'll be here.
Because our terms end April 30th too, so actually, that's right. I forgot about that little detail. But let's plan on a May meeting, and just like this one, unless something happens, it hopefully will be a short meeting as well. So that we can get on with May. When I was about a half an hour ago before the meeting, or a half hour before the meeting started, I was thinking, I feel like I'm taking away people's playtime because it's still very light outside and we could be outside playing kickball in the street or something, but it's a little too cold and I'm a little too old myself. But nonetheless, it just feels like it's spring, summer, and time to get out there a little more. So we will meet in May. What would people think about not meeting in June? Just so we can plan ahead, unless we need to call a meeting.
I
I
might
think
keep
last year we took
Canada,
up the
so I
summer,
like
like-
that idea.
Okay, so Sherry said you like it. What did you say, Karen?
I think last year we took off the summer. We did July, August off. So we met in
I
June,
know.
and then we took July, August off, and then came back in September.
Won't be in Canada, no.
We could do that too.
I think I'm on vacation in July during the meeting, and I'm gonna be in Toronto, so I don't know if I would be.
No, we don't want you to come on your vacation. So no meeting in July for sure. We will meet if we meet in next month, that's five meetings, which means we need three more by the end of the calendar year. So we've got September, October, November, December. So we could pick June, or we could pick, I don't really like the idea of taking 3 months off when somebody's new is on board. So maybe we'll meet in June and then not meet in July and August. What do you think about that?
I think
I think
that's
the
the right thing to do for
June-
the new people.
Yeah, June sounds nice with the new folks coming on.
All right, we'll stick with June. And I will be taking a look at updating the orientation packet that we did last year. I already have actually taken a look at it. There's a couple things that need to be tweaked, so that we have it ready for the new person. And I think just as a matter of, overloading you with too much information, I'll send it out to everybody here too, even though you've already received it. But it'll be the updated orientation packet once we know, before the May meeting. It won't be till the first week in May that I do that. Assuming I can stay on the board, I'll send it. If not, I'll give it to somebody else to send out. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Anything else going on that we want to, before we adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
Maureen second. Voice vote or no? All members present. Well,
Aye.
all right. Aye.
Mm.
Aye. Jim,
Mary.
yeah, aye.
Hi.
Aye. Aye.
Hi.
All right. Everybody eyed. We are adjourned at 7:14 by my clock anyway.
Good night,
Um,
everyone.
Good night.
Enjoy the rest
Good
of the month.
night.
Happy Passover, happy Easter, happy spring, whatever it is that might be on your calendar for the next few weeks. And thank you for being here.